Welcome to the 611 Films YouTube channel. We are back in 99. I'm one of your hosts, David Groves, and with me as always, my co-host,
Neil McKay. Very Randy, baby.
I'm going to go watch a movie.
I'm just going to go watch a movie.
We're talking today about Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me. A very fun, funny, one of the funniest movies at the time when I was a kid, or a kid 18, whatever you want to call it, aside from American Pie, that we haven't seen in quite a while.
The Austin Powers franchise is one of those things, like, when you talk about it, I go, oh, yeah. And then, like, it just makes me want to watch it, but I kind of don't have it, like, on my... Like, if you said, like, what's a great comedy, I might think of, like, Anchorman or something first. But, like, Austin Powers, I'm like, oh, yeah, why is that not the first thing that pops up? You know what I mean? Because it's so great. And this was the one, because the first one that came out in 97 was a big hit. But this one became, like, everything was, like, the jokes and everything was like a household. Like, everybody was doing, do I make you horny? And then Mini-Me was like a phenomenon. Like, the whole thing just blew up that summer.
Oh, yeah. And it made a buku bucks, like, at the box office. It actually did better than both Goldmember, the third one, and the original one at the box office.
So I mentioned this before, obviously, but I was working at a theater as the projectionist, the guys with the film. Back in film days. But at the time this came out, you had, I mean, it was crazy. It was a crazy summer. You had Star Wars, you had The Mummy, you had Big Daddy, which we've already done. And then this movie, I mean, it was insane. Like, every movie that was out at the time was like a hit. It was big buku bucks for Hollywood.
Yeah.
That was a big summer. That was a big blockbuster summer there.
Oh, no, it actually was. I remember seeing this movie, weirdly enough, like at the all-night kind of graduate party at this, like, funds. I don't know what you call it. I don't even remember what it was called then. It was like a fun zone, funscape, where there was arcades and putt-putt golf and pizza and batting cages and a movie theater and all this stuff. And, like, everybody went at midnight to go watch Austin Powers 2. And ironically enough, as a movie guy, I never saw the first one. I saw the second one before. I'd never seen the first one.
I mean, I don't know if you really needed this. It wasn't one of those, like, oh, you're going to
No, I don't think you needed to see it. I'm like, what's going on in this movie?
You get it.
Oh, yeah, and I laughed my ass off. And everybody did. I mean, of course, we're a bunch of 17, 18-year-olds. Like, it's hilarious with that kind of humor, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was fantastic. There were so many. I mean, just talking about it makes me kind of want to go back and see the first two. I remember that, like, the first one was great. This one was great. I kind of was like, with Goldmember, I was kind of like, I didn't think that one was as good.
No, it didn't. It did. Yeah, even with Beyonce, before Beyonce was really Beyonce.
Foxy Cleopatra, and I'm a whole lot of woman.
But I think it kind of, like, it did what it needed to do with the second one, and then it was like retreading that same.
Yeah, it kind of overstayed its welcome a little bit, I thought, the third one. Whereas this one, I think, even though, you know, it's the sequel, it still had enough jokes on its own to be like, okay, this is cool, this is funny, this isn't like getting, you know, tired. They're doing some fresh
stuff.
I
liken it to a little bit of the Adam Sandler thing, or like the idea of the big goofy, like the big goofy comedy, or like the idea of like how Eddie Murphy did Nutty Professor and played a bunch of different roles. Or like even Martin Lawrence did with Big Mama's House or something. And it was just like,
this felt like so much more like just the genius of the Austin Powers character, and then Dr. Evil, and then Fat Bastard, and then he's like writing all of this stuff. It's like Mike Myers was really like, this was like his like, you know? And it's too bad he became like an arrogant asshole. Just like, it started doing stuff like The Love Guru, and it's
the
like,
Love Guru. That's what I was going to say. I was like, and he got the Shrek movies, and I'm sure paid so much money with those films to do the like voiceover.
Yeah.
And the Love Guru was just a big hit or miss. And that was sort of like that thing of just like that weird thing where, like, this is where an actor goes to get, like, kind of, I don't know if he actually was nixed from Hollywood or if there was something to that effect. But you know how they say that, like, that flop? It's like, well, Shyamalan's been doing this for a while too, and he's still gonna.
Well,
he's
I
got
mean,
a movie coming out now, and it's like, how did Mike Myers just go from all these great big hit movies to The Love Guru, and all of a sudden it's just like, nope, we're done with you.
I think I mean, I don't know, this could be a whole other thing, but like I've heard that he was very difficult to work with behind the scenes, became very like greedy, like I want all of this stuff, like unrealistic demands. And then when he had the flop, it was sort of like, well, okay, you're not bankable anymore. So it was easy to say, no, we're not doing this anymore. So I think it was like a perfect storm of things, but I mean, that's the impression I get. Whereas like if somebody is bankable, they do a flop, but it's like, hey, they're not unreasonable and they're cool to work with or whatever, then they would get chance after chance, which I'm guessing Shyamalan is like that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of throwing that to the wind. But I do think there was a transition too from that wildly big, goofy humor into that 2000s. Like we talked, like it was the teen stuff that really kind of hit big after American Pie. And then there was Road Trip, and then there's another American Pie, and then that. And then it kind of switched out from the big, dumb, goofy humor people to more of the big, dumb, goofy, but let's keep it realistic. The old school and the Apatow and the Hangovers and Superbads and like that kind of thing in comedy kind of took over from that point anyway.
Oh, okay. So more maybe like I get what you're saying. These are like real characters that could be your friends and neighbors versus like Austin Powers is like just over the top crazy like characters like these people don't exist kind of thing.
Yeah, it slowly started to like hit where Nutty Professor 2 and then that was it, and ridiculous kind of like Jim Carrey, I would even Dumb and Dumbers or like that kind of stuff. And then comedy slowly morphed into like from American Pie doing that whole let's keep it more grounded.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying because it feels like it's been a while since you've seen something where something as grandiose as like an Austin Powers, like this whole universe. Yeah, and
absolutely.
Another thing I want to point out was that I feel like this was kind of before Will Ferrell ascended into that like stratosphere.
Yeah. My name is Mustafa, and I'm the man who will be killing you now.
And I think he was like a year into Saturday Night Live or something like that at this point.
And if Bruce Dickinson wants more cowbell, we should probably give him more cowbell.
And he's got, I don't even know if people know, he's got like a little, like before Marvel started doing it, he's got an end of credits scene where like, I guess
don't remember. Yeah.
Like like halfway in the movie, like he gets pushed off a cliff and you think he's dead. And then like at the end of the credits, like the very, very last thing.
The movie over? I'm still down here and I'm still in quite a lot of pain. I fashioned a makeshift splint. Here goes nothing. Ah!
It's the perfect 18, 19-year-old kind of movie for like all that kind of humor. Yeah, plot-wise, it's all just like
it's
come here for like the jokes, the potty humor, the sex humor, all of that. That's really all you're there for. But I liked it. I mean, again, I think it. And then when I did see it over and over again on TV in the early 2000s, whatever, I was like, yeah, I'd keep it on. I could still watch it. But I haven't seen it in a while, so.
I know. That's kind of like making me go, I want to watch some Austin Powers, man.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Back in 99. We'll see you again on the next one. Adios.